It was just a treasured time. So I hope to mimic that next year and maybe even go bigger.
Got clutter piling up? FM Junket in Carson, Iowa is your hometown cleanup crew. Fast hauling, fair prices, and now easy dumpster rentals for DIY cleanouts. Your single items to full-on messes, FM Junket gets it done. Call today and breathe a little easier. Hi, welcome once again to Still Serving Iowa Veterans. I'm Carlene Hall.
I'm Darlene McMartin.
We're here in Omaha at the VA hospital area at this amazing place called the Fisher House. Darlene, give a real quick intro about the Fisher House.
The Fisher House is to assist veterans and their families when they need to be close at hand when the veteran's in the hospital. But we're going to get more of that information from the workers that actually house the veterans here and take care of them in their time of need. So we're just going to do a tour of the facility and let them explain eligibility criteria, how many they've assisted, and how you, as a person out there in the public or a veteran, can help them continue in their mission to help veterans.
We also want to thank, speaking of helping the mission of veterans, we want to thank the Iowa Veterans Foundation for being the title sponsor of Still Serving Iowa Veterans. And we want to say a special thank you to Drake Roller with Full Metal Junket, Private Pile Antique Store, and Simper Shine Car Wash for sponsoring this show as well. So
yeah, we appreciate all of their help. And if anyone wants to sponsor, please give us a jingle.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Stay tuned.
Hi, welcome to the Fisher House. Come on in. I'm going to give you a quick tour. Right here, this is our entryway. I'm going to point off right away that all of our black and white photos that you'll see throughout the house are a gift from the foundation. They send out a professional photographer that will go through the area of Nebraska and Western Iowa, and they take photos of the area, and they will they gifted us all of the photos. So all of the black and white photos that you see in the house are from the local area. You might recognize a few. This is our library. All of the books are color coordinated. They're very specific about what we put up there. Sorry. This is where our program support assistant sits. Her name's Robin. She's out today, but she greets the guests. She helps them every day. In the morning, she's here early, and so she'll get the shuttle going. We have a shuttle service from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. She'll get the shuttle for them. Right there is our hero wall. We encourage all of our guests who stay here, once they go home, if they could send us in a photo. It doesn't have to be their service photo, just any photo. And so those are the guests that have sent something in for us. This is just an area that guests usually come in. They'll sit on the couch in the morning, or at the end of the day, they'll visit with Robin. They'll just let her know how their day went. And she just loves it. She's very, very cordial with them. Coming over here is the dining room. This area, the guests just can sit and eat their meal. We also have games and puzzles that they can use and just kind of digress at the end of the night. We got a new cupboard that all of them are going to be going in. I know that this isn't that important to you, but it's very important to me because our previous one is not very aesthetically pleasing. So we have all volunteers coming in this afternoon, and they're going to be putting it in our new cupboard. So this also is where we do most of our consults. So when guests come in and check in, we have them sit here, and then we get their paperwork, have them sit down and go over all of our consult information and then give them the tour, and then we take them to their room. Moving right along. Actually, I'm sorry. This photo right here, that's Ken and Tammy Fisher. They are the CEOs of the Fisher House Foundation. He is the great nephew of Zach and Elizabeth Fisher, who founded the Fisher House Foundation. Zach is the gentleman in the top left of the photo, and I'll show you more about Zachary when we come this way. Every Fisher house has one of these in them. This is Zachary and Elizabeth Fisher. They, of course, are the ones that founded the Fisher House. And the story of that is Zachary could not serve in the military. He had a leg injury that, you know, would not allow him to serve, but he wanted to serve his country. Him and his brothers, when in his teens, started a real estate business in New York, and they were very prominent. But in the late 80s, a admiral's spouse witnessed a wounded warrior and his family get off an aircraft, and she saw the devastation and went to Zachary and said, "You have to do something for these families. This family does not know what they're going to do, where they're going to stay. The soldier is going to be not well for a long time." And so that's when Zachary founded the Fisher House. This is a photo of the U.S. Intrepid. It was going to be demolished, but Zach took it and made it into a museum, and it is currently in New York. Most of the Fisher houses are built the same and designed the same, but they all are a little bit different and unique. We feel pretty blessed with the color scheme and the design of ours. I will show you just a little bit this way. You can notice the black and white photos. You might notice some of them. This is the pedestrian bridge downtown in Omaha. Our house is 16 bedrooms. We have 10 rooms that are queens, and we have 6 rooms that have 2 full-size beds. We have 2 larger rooms upstairs that if we needed to accommodate a larger family, we can. And I'll show you one of those rooms. So the kitchen is truly the heart of the home. This is where a lot of our guests visit in the morning, get their coffee, you know, talk about their day, you know, what they're gonna go do for the day with their veteran. We have the ovens, the microwaves, the Keurigs, the toasters, the stoves, anything that they could have at their home, we have it here. If they have a special dietary need, we have the capability of just getting it for them. All they have to do is ask, and we let them know that when they check in. They can just give us their dietary need. We put it on a grocery list, and Robin will go get it for them. We have these beautiful fridges. They are all designed for the guests. This is the one that they could put their own specific food for their room if they've got it. The rest of them are all just for grab and go. So it's help yourself always. I tell them, if you would grab it at your house, you grab it here. So, and then it's just what you would find at home. The bulk of our food that we keep here is freezer meals because we never know what our census is going to be. So it's just easiest to keep them. I always tell them, it may not be the healthiest of food, but you'll survive for the amount of time you're going to be here. We have had our longest guest was 7 months. And so we called her our den mother, and she did prepare meals for the families that were here. There were days that she just didn't feel like going to the hospital. You know, her veteran was fine that day. So she would bake or she would prepare some food. And so, yeah, so it was just, we've had long guests. I've been over here since August, and we've had guests here since November. So this truly does become home away from home for some people. And we try to make it feel just like that. We do have a laundry room if they do need to do their laundry. There's 3 washers, 3 dryers in here. This is also doubles as our storage room for now, so we have back stock of all the sodas and coffee and such. And then we do have a den, which they can come out here at the end of the evening and they're not cooped up in their room. They can watch TV. There's an outdoor patio with tables and chairs that they can go sit at. And one thing I forgot to mention, the Fisher House is a secure facility. We like that for the safety of our guests. We're very close to 42nd Street and Center Street. We've got Douglas County right here. Plus, you know, this is a VA hospital. So for the safety of our guests, it's key entry to every single door. So if they lose the key, they know that they need to call the VA police to get in. And they're comfortable with that because they know it's for their own safety. We also tell them, just as a little funny joke, that if they're in the house and they hear the doorbell ring, don't answer it. We tell them not to be Nebraska nice. So don't answer the door, because if they are supposed to be here, they're getting the same speech that they received, and to call the police if they got locked out. We do have an elevator because we have 2 floors. So this is the upstairs of the Fisher House. As you can see, we got a beautiful chandelier. Please excuse our housekeeping items. Our housekeeper, Yurechi, as I mentioned, she's amazing. And just, she has such a giving heart. And our guests have noticed since she started. And one guest that just checked out wrote a comment card on her and submitted it to the director, just saying how she was sitting eating breakfast the other day and just noticed how the house just shines. And she said it was always tidy and neat, but now it just sparkles. And she asked if she could tip her, and I said no, but just the compliment was good enough. So I thought that was very nice. We love our housekeeper. But I'm going to show you our family room that we have for when, there might be a husband and a wife and children, or we had an active duty family in November, and we had up to 6 people in this room because the mom, the dad, the sister, the brother, and the mother-in-law all came from California. And so we had them all in this room, and we had to get an air mattress, and you just have to find a way to get them to be close to their veteran. So we rearranged some chairs, we put in an air mattress, and they were 100% happy with the situation. So, and they were here from November to the end of January. So it was just a blessing to them to be so close to him. So, and he went from the VA, or he went from the med center to Madonna, and they stayed with us through that transition, and then they got him transferred to California. So it was just a peace of mind to have, to be here. And not have to worry about the hotel cost and the food cost and all of that. So they say home away from home, and good medicine is being close to your family member, or having your family member close to you. So the ladies would like to say hi to you.
Thank you. Hi, how are you doing?
This is Yurechi. She's been our housekeeper since when? When did you?
6 months ago.
Yeah. And she has made such a difference here at the Fisher House. All our guests love her and compliment her and compliment the house, and what a change the house is. It's been amazing. So we love having Yurechi, and I call her my good girl.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. Do you like being here at the Fisher House?
Yes, I like to stay here. I'm cleaning. I'm talking to people all the time, and I help. Yeah. I used to work the housekeeper for a long time, a different place. So that's why I left here and take care to cleaning. So I know very much on this job. That's why I choose.
All right, here's one of our single rooms. I'm sorry, I didn't turn the light on. And all of the rooms are different. So the beds are different. This bed obviously has a unique shape. And then we have some that are even the canopy beds, but they don't have the canopy on them, but have the 4-post beds on them. So all of the beds are unique, and the rooms are designed just a little differently. But again, you can see the black and white photos and just a little different layout. So all of our bathrooms are handicap accessible. You can just wheel in. We have shower chairs if available or if necessary, and they're just easy to get around. We did recently just do a little decorating, put a little tray in there. And then one thing I found out was I use a makeup mirror at home, the magnifying mirror, and I saw that they didn't have them here. And I thought, okay, if I need one at my age, these folks most likely need one. So I ordered a new mirror that lights up for each of the room. Silly as it may sound, everybody's loving them. So we're just adding little homey touches to each of the rooms, and the guests are absolutely loving it. So I just wanted to share with you, all of our rooms have a special touch that I'd like to share with you. We keep a journal in the rooms, and they've been here since we opened in 2020. And they have a little saying from Ken Fisher, who's the chairman of our foundation. And then they have entries
Oh my goodness.
from guests.
From the length of the stay, I mean, yeah,
And
as of 2021.
yeah, and then they just go on, and they can talk about their stay, or just a little comment. It can just be a way of them journaling at the end of the day if they're here for a long time and they just
Uh-huh.
need to say something, get something off their chest.
Yeah.
But each room has one of these.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So you've got lots of history there for individuals that have participated in it, and you can kind of read them a little bit to see if you need to do some tweaking.
Yes,
But normally it's
Right.
just all positive.
It's
probably.
it's just really
just
neat.
yeah.
And I try not to read a whole lot of them, just because
You want
I
to
want it to
respect their.
be,
Yep.
and I think that it's kind of intimate between guests.
Yeah. Oh, it's basically the comments for the next guest coming on board, kind of.
Well, that's what I
You envision it for.
but maybe they're guests, maybe they're comments for me. Maybe I should read them.
I don't know either.
Maybe I don't want to read them. Believe it or not, the American Legion Department of Iowa president, Ann Crawford, I don't know if you know that name, Ann Crawford. Yes, she is a dear friend of mine, and I know that I could ask her for anything within reason, and I'll send her a text and I say, I'm thinking about this. And Ann Crawford is like, it'll be here on Friday. And so I wanted the house to be beautiful for the holidays. It's just time. And so we decked the halls. Literally, we got wreaths for every single door, and they were the gaudiest homemade, like, wreaths. I have them. I could show them to you. They're in the storage room. But they were all unique to just funny wreaths. And so each door had a wreath. We had lighted garland up the railing. We had Santa hats on Zach and Elizabeth, 2 Christmas trees here, and a Christmas tree in Robin's area, a beautiful patriotic tree in the den that had an eagle for the topper. It was just such a fun season, and the guests just loved it. We had groups come in and make cookies a couple times, and so we provided Thanksgiving meal for them. We provided Christmas meal for the guests, and it was just a treasured time. So I hope to mimic that next year and maybe even go bigger. So, yes. Yes. So anyway, I know that you're with Iowa, so I wanted to mention Ann Crawford because the Department of Iowa, um, American Legion Auxiliary, they really step up and help us a lot. We appreciate them greatly.
What a beautiful facility. And thank you, Jennifer. Are you the executive director here, Jennifer? What is your title?
I'm the acting Fisher House manager.
Acting Fisher House Manager. That doesn't mean you're not going to stay, does it?
I hope not.
Okay. Well, your compassion showed through in the tour that you gave us, and your appreciation of staff and your heart obviously is in this place. So if we get to say anything about it, we say keep her.
There you go. Yeah.
Jennifer Servant.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for
Jennifer, can
coming.
you just kind of go over, I mean, when did this start? I mean, I know for years that I worked in Council Bluffs and they had nothing like this. And all of a sudden, right toward the end of my term of working, they were doing a groundbreaking. I thought, this is awesome. This is great. Can you just kind of give an overview of when it started and who can utilize the facility?
I came on at the VA July of 2020, and the Fisher House was just in the finalizing opening, and it opened up in September of 2020, in the heart of COVID, but they made it. They made it. So September of 2020, there are certain criteria for veterans to stay here. It is uh, a place for families to stay when they're veterans in the hospital. Um, there, the VA does have to be covering your care 50 miles or more away from Omaha, from the VA, that you have to be living, and you have to have a guest with you. So even if the veteran is coming for an overnight stay, they can do that, but that they have to have a guest with them.
And there's no cost to the families whatsoever to stay here.
No.
And you mentioned when we were doing the tour that you've had families come clear from Colorado
Yes.
or California,
Yes. Yes.
and they got to stay here because their family family member was being treated, and then they had to go to rehab. So it's a transitional for them. So you're not just saying, oh, they leave the VA. As long as the VA is covering their care,
Correct.
they're allowed to stay here.
Right.
And that's awesome.
Yes.
That just gives them security, that they don't have to worry about hotels or costs or anything to be safe and be with that family member. That's important for them to be with the veteran as they're being taken care of by the VA.
It is. It's just a sense of relief to have a place to come and stay and not have to worry about food and where you're going to sleep and the cost of those things when your veteran is needing care somewhere. So,
And you were talking about the kitchen and all the food and everything. That's all by donations.
yes, it is.
So they rely a lot on donated food from organizations and donated volunteers and lots of, I mean, you were talking about the American Legion Auxiliary helping with decorations and little trinkets and items. And so at the end of this, what we'll do is we will provide a list of items that are necessary for you to maintain your
I
facility
appreciate that.
and hopefully generate some donations from the community.
That's wonderful. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
No, that's
I appreciate you guys being here too, because being from Iowa, so many people don't know about the Fisher House. I mean, still, it's almost 6 years old, and so many people are like, the Fisher House, I've never heard of that. And guests that stay, I ask them, have you been here before? No, I've never heard of the Fisher House. And so to spread awareness about the Fisher House, I appreciate you guys taking the time to come.
We
and do
appreciate,
this,
yeah,
right?
we appreciate the opportunity to tour and get this message out to Iowa veterans. This podcast, Still Serving Iowa Veterans, is statewide, and we put out a podcast once a week. And so we're hoping that anyone who's seeing this will share this podcast out across the state of Iowa and everywhere else. If there's a veteran in your life, anywhere you are that you happen to see this, there's information that translates on the national level for our veterans. And even those who maybe live out of the country and are still eligible for benefits and eligible to come here to this hospital for whatever particular reason they may end up here. So we really appreciate the opportunity to spread the word across Iowa. There are so many wonderful nuggets that this VA, this catchment offers, that you're right, a lot of veterans are not finding out about that, especially out in the rural areas. So
Right.
And 50 miles, isn't that, I mean, it's pretty much your catchment area reaches way out past the 50 miles
Right.
for the VA hospital for care and treatment. But this is a nationwide program. So this facility was number
88.
88.
Yes.
And how many do they have so far?
There are 100 Fisher houses right now, and there's 5 more being constructed.
So nationwide, I mean, Google that, Fisher House, and it'll tell you if you're in North Carolina or California, there might be a Fisher House in your area that you don't even know about. Or if your soldier gets injured and has to go to a VA facility in another state, check
sure.
into it.
Can you
Yeah.
give that website, Jennifer?
Do you know what the website is? It's just Fisher House.
FisherHouse.org.
.org. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And
That's
it will,
easy enough.
and then they can dole down to the state.
Right.
And all the hospitals, they have a way of connecting them as well. So so does the hospital do the connecting with you and help you with that? Because you can't just walk to the front door.
Right. I was just going to say that. So the care team, a member of the care team, is who needs to make the initial consult with us. So they do the criteria up front if the veteran qualifies. They'll reach out to me or Robin, my assistant. They'll reach out to us occasionally with a question of, do you have space, before they put in the consult, because they don't want to go through the trouble of entering the consult if there's not going to be room, or if there's a question on if the veteran qualifies or not. But I did mention to you before that we do always try to find a way to yes. We have had, the whole 50-mile rule. We have had a veteran's spouse stay, and they live 27 miles away. But the veteran spouse did not drive. And
so you're
you know,
very accommodating in
yes.
respect.
So she wanted to be next to her husband, who was having surgery, and we can't deny her of that.
No.
So
That's awesome.
we will work through the situation. We just need to know the situation.
So how many staff do you have? So who takes care of this? I mean, we saw the cleaning lady, and that's awesome, and yourself, and you have Robin.
Yes.
Is that it?
That's
Oh my goodness. No wonder you need volunteers.
Right. Unfortunately,
Oh my goodness.
through the reorg of the government structure, we did lose an assistant manager position. So we do just have a manager position, the program support assistant, and a housekeeper. So
And then nobody stays on site.
no. We do go home at the end of the day.
And they kind of take care of themselves.
Yep, they take care of theirs. I carry a phone that is a 24-hour,
Okay.
7-day-a-week phone. And I do get calls 24 hours a day,
Oh,
7 days a
imagine.
week. So,
Yeah.
but that's my
the
job.
job.
That's what I signed up for, and it does not bother me one bit.
No, because you want to be accessible. You want to be able to be there when they need something. And it's kind of hard with not having an on-site manager to accommodate some situations that might arise. But they also can call the police, the VA hospital police, and emergencies. And so
Right.
there's
We have phone numbers listed for the VA police, the engineering, if something like there were a water leak or something like that. So they have resources available to them if something were to happen. So they are home alone, but they're not quite home alone.
well,
The
and
good thing is it's really just being
their home. Yes.
Right.
Right.
It's treating it as their home, so they feel comfortable of just walking through as if it is their own home, which is great.
One thing you mentioned when we didn't have the camera rolling was that every year you may get some more funding, and you mentioned getting different furniture and getting different things. But one thing you mentioned that I don't think we had the camera rolling was new bedding.
Yes.
That you're hoping to get new bedding and more colorful sheets,
Right.
and tell a little bit about what you have in mind and what's going to be happening with that, because that's just one of those things that shows your commitment
Mm-hmm.
to the families that are here and your efforts to make it more like home for them.
Sure. Our program manager a couple months ago sent out an email to all of the managers saying that the foundation received funds and to start asking for items that you might be interested in. Her example was if you could flip the house upside down and it does not stick, you can ask for it. So I was like Charlie Brown on that computer, just asking for things. And so my first request was new mattresses. We have these are original to the house, and that was important to me. Sleep is important, so we're getting 22 mattresses delivered next week, and I thought, you know what, if we're getting new mattresses, let's get some new sheets and let's make them pretty. So we're getting colored sheets to go on the mattresses. We're getting new rugs. We're getting a massage chair.
Oh my goodness.
Other Fisher houses have one, and so I thought, let's
Why
get
not?
one too.
There you
So
go. Yep.
we're getting that. We're getting, a couple upgrades in the kitchen. Um,
So
a
you're
couple
there
recliners.
for
Yes.
improvement. You're
Yes.
making it homey. You're making it accessible for them. Like you said, every room is accessible regardless of the individual that's coming with the veterans
Yes.
needs. You're meeting the whole family.
Yes.
You're not just meeting the veteran. You're helping that family
Right.
acclimate to a location. And that's what this is all about. It just reminds me that you can walk in and feel comfortable and not stressed. Something else that's alleviating that family's mind other than having to worry about their care and their treatment over at the VA hospital.
And you know what? It's a comfort for the patient too, because they know that they're not inconveniencing their family,
Right.
and they'll worry. And as most of our veterans are, caretakers of their own families and caring. And so to have that peace of mind in the healing process is just another facet of the benefit of the Fisher House.
Yes. One thing that I wanted to go back to, we also requested some recliners because we have one recliner up in that room upstairs in one of the guest rooms, and it was donated by a guest. But recliners for this audience that we have here at the Fisher House, sometimes they come back from dialysis or they come back from chemo, and they need to put their feet up. And
Right.
some of our footstools here, as you can
They're
see, are
not.
not very
Yeah. They might be
accessible.
pretty,
Right,
but they're
right.
not homey.
So
Pretty
we're
much,
going to pick
yeah.
out a couple recliners
Oh,
so that
that'll
they
be
can
awesome.
have that for their
Because every
need.
home, if we're older, we have to have a recliner.
Right. So, but
Yeah.
we're just trying to do a few things to make it like homier, and just these folks here are very, very special, and we're just trying to do our best.
Can you give your phone number so if somebody wants to volunteer or
Sure.
provide some services that they can get in touch with you? Because like I said, they make their own meals. Nobody cooks for them. But if somebody wants to celebrate some holiday and provide a meal, they can coordinate that with you. And then you can give them the number of how many residents and how, I mean, it's kind of nice to have to not do that meal at
Right.
night when they're over at the hospital all day long, to have to come back and cook a meal or whatever, even though it might be a TV dinner. But it'd be nice to have that connection, or game night, or somebody to do an activity with them. That would be helpful.
Sure. My phone number is 402-930-7116. That's here at the office. I also have my cell phone that is accessible, and that's 402-906-1744.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
It's heartwarming to see your constant diligence toward the comfort of others. Thank you.
Yep. Improving, connecting, keeping family dynamics very important when somebody's going through some tough times when they're in the hospital.
Can't
Yeah.
imagine the support that happens here between the families when there are
Oh,
multiple
guaranteed.
families staying
Yep.
here as well. Such, commonality of being a veteran family, number one, and being in this situation,
Yep.
and all of the commonalities, and just that
Well,
warmth, that
just
support
connection.
all around.
Yep.
Exactly.
They support each other as well,
Yeah.
and that's good. We appreciate this.
Yeah, thank you so
appreciate you.
much. Yeah, thank you so much.
And we will be back, I
Good.
guarantee
Yeah.
you. Either as a volunteer or donator, a donor, or something to assist. I
Exactly.
guarantee you.
Look forward to it.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us again today on Still Serving Iowa Veterans, and we look forward to seeing you again next week.